it's headed toward the U.S. The system expected to bring heavy rains and along with it, the threat of dangerous flooding. Jesse Kirsch has the latest.
Tonight, dueling storm systems are sweeping through the tropics. Rescuers wading through waist-deep floodwaters. In the Dominican Republic, authorities say a truck driver died after a bridge collapsed earlier this week. The country slammed by a still developing storm, which could impact the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida early next week, while a major hurricane spins in the Atlantic.
With the track and potential U.S. landfall still up in the air here in the Charleston, South Carolina area, authorities have already put out sand and residents are filling up.
In Isle of Palm, South Carolina, Mike and Laura Judson are among those already preparing.
If the rain comes really fast, before it can drain off, it can come up to the edge of the doors.
Officials are also watching the track.
Our beach has been impacted pretty greatly over the last couple of years during hurricane season. So we have a lot of beach erosion and flooding.
And you don't need landfall for that to still be a concern?
Absolutely not.
North and South Carolina's governors declaring states of emergency. Even without landfall, there could still be significant flooding in the same broader region rocked by Hurricane Helene last year.
Water during a hurricane, during a storm, water is not your friend. So you got to be very careful.
And Jesse joins us now from Charleston, South Carolina. Jesse, what other precautions are being taken there?
Yeah, Jose, officials tell us 150 National Guard soldiers have been activated with high water vehicles and search and rescue teams at the ready. Jose.
Jesse Kirsch in Charleston, South Carolina, thank you. For more, let's bring in WNBC meteorologist Matt Brickman for the latest forecast. And Matt, it's a complicated forecast.
Yeah, we've got a couple of storms, Jose, that could play off of one another. Right now, Tropical Depression 9, still relatively weak, 200 miles northwest of the eastern tip of Cuba, but bringing heavy rain to Jamaica and the Bahamas. Over the next couple of days, this will gain strength, becoming a tropical storm and potentially a hurricane. What happens from there, still a little bit of a question. We're starting to see this trend of a shift out back to sea. Earlier, yesterday, most of the models were bringing this storm onshore towards Georgia and the Carolinas. Now it looks as there is a shift to the right following what is Hurricane Umberto out to sea. That's good news. It should really cut down on the flood threat along the coast of the Carolinas, where they could still see several inches of rain. But if that storm pulls away following what is now Cat 5 Umberto, that'll be a lesser impact on the United States. Jose, back to you.
Matt Brickman, thank you. Now to President Trump taking action amid growing threats against ICE agents, ordering troops to Portland, Oregon to protect ICE facilities. Adrian Broaddus reports.
President Trump applying pressure to his immigration crackdown, saying he's sending troops to Portland, Oregon to protect ICE facilities and, quote, authorizing full force if necessary. State leaders pushing back.
There is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city.
It comes after Attorney General Pam Bondi said she's, quote, deploying DOJ agents to ICE facilities to increase security. DHS recently saying ICE officers are facing a more than 1,000% increase in assaults. Just this week, authorities say a gunman targeted agents during a shooting in Dallas, killing one detainee. Bondi issuing this warning.
Anyone who threatens or assaults our federal officers will be arrested and charged federally.
In Chicago today,
no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Hundreds demonstrating against immigration enforcement in the city.
We are here to say that ICE needs to stop its reign of terror on our communities.
And in Iowa, outrage after ICE says it arrested the head of the state's largest school district Friday. The Des Moines superintendent is from Guyana. DHS says Ian Roberts says he came to the U.S. in 1999 on a student visa and was given a final order of removal by an immigration judge last year. The agency says he has existing weapon possession charges and had a loaded handgun, hunting knife, and $3,000 in cash at the time of his arrest. And tonight, the Des Moines School Board is meeting for a special session to determine next steps. Jose?
Adrian Broaddus in Chicago, thank you. Also tonight, the State Department cracking down on the president of Colombia after he spoke on U.S. soil outside the UN headquarters in New York. President Gustavo Petro says his U.S. visa was revoked after urging American soldiers to disobey President Trump's orders. Those comments were made at a pro-Palestinian rally. The State Department saying Petro's comments were, quote, reckless and incendiary. President Trump putting a new spotlight on his political enemies. It comes after he said more will be prosecuted following the Justice Department's indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. Yamiche Alcindor has this report.
Tonight, President Trump targeting another former FBI director, accusing Christopher Wray of lying to the American public. The president posting online, the FBI secretly placed 274 agents into the crowd during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, and alleging those agents probably acted as agitators and insurrectionists. The president adding this is different from what Director Christopher Wray stated over and over again. The FBI did not comment on the president's post. But a DOJ Inspector General report last year found no undercover FBI employees were at the protests or the Capitol that day. This comes just days after a grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey on 2 counts, obstruction and lying to Congress.
I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial.
President Trump saying the Justice Department will likely be targeting more people.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Pam Bondi, who the president has publicly pressured to go after his political enemies, saying the DOJ is just getting started.
Whether you are a current state or local elected official, whether you're a billionaire funding organizations to try to keep Donald Trump out of office, everything is on the table.
A source also confirming to NBC News that the Justice Department has issued a subpoena for records related to the travel history of Fani Willis, the Georgia District Attorney who charged President Trump in a sweeping election interference case.
And Yamiche, the president also focusing on someone who's not even in government anymore.
That's right. On Friday, the president demanded that Microsoft fire Lisa Monaco, an executive who served as deputy attorney general during the Biden administration. So far, Microsoft has declined to comment on this issue. Jose?
Yamiche Alcindor at the White House, thank you. And don't miss Kristen Welker's big lineup tomorrow on Meet the Press. That's tomorrow morning right here on NBC.